Welcome to our channel History of Coins, where we explore the hidden gems of numismatics. In today's video, we're diving into the fascinating world of US 5-cent coins, as some of these coins are rare and can make you rich overnight. In this video, we are gonna uncover the rarest coins and their values. So make sure to watch the complete video and find out if you have one of these. Now let's continue our today's video. Top 1 today, we're talking about the United States of America 5-cent coin from 1964, a year that marked the end of an era and the beginning of something unforgettable. The 1964 5-cent coin, often called the Jefferson Nickel, was produced during a time of major change in the United States. The country was experiencing economic shifts, rising silver prices, and growing public interest in coin collecting. While the 5-cent coin itself was not made of silver, the year 1964 became famous because it was the last year silver was used in many other U.S. coins. This caused people to save coins aggressively, making the entire year especially significant in American currency history. On the front of the 1964 5-cent coin, you'll see a portrait of Thomas Jefferson, one of the nation's founding fathers and the third president of the United States. His calm expression and classic profile reflect leadership, intelligence, and vision. On the reverse side stands Monticello, Jefferson's historic home, a symbol of architecture, innovation, and American heritage. This familiar design may look ordinary, but hidden within it are details that collectors study very carefully. Millions of 5-cent coins were minted in 1964, and most entered circulation immediately. For decades, people used them for everyday purchases without giving them a second thought. But collectors know that rarity does not always come from low production numbers. Sometimes, rarity comes from the smallest mistakes made during the minting process. Certain 1964 5-cent coins are known for fascinating mint errors that dramatically increase collector interest. Some examples show double die features, where parts of Jefferson's face or the lettering appear slightly doubled due to misalignment during die creation. Others display off-center strikes, where the design is shifted away from its normal position, making the coin visually striking. There are also coins with die cracks, visible as raised lines across the surface caused by stress on the minting dies. In rare cases, some 5-cent coins were struck on incorrect planchets, resulting in unusual weight, thickness, or color. These mistakes were never intended, which is exactly why collectors find them so exciting. Each error represents a unique moment in minting history that can never be perfectly repeated. Condition plays a huge role in desirability. A 1964 5-cent coin that has never circulated, still showing sharp details and original mint luster, stands far above worn examples. Coins that have been carefully preserved or professionally graded are especially appealing because they offer both beauty and authenticity. When exceptional condition meets a rare mint error, collector interest can grow rapidly. Beyond rarity and condition, this coin carries emotional value. For many collectors, the 1964 nickel represents a time when people began paying closer attention to their change. It reminds them of searching through rolls, learning to spot details, and discovering that even the smallest coins can carry history. It also represents the idea that valuable items don't always look valuable at first glance. Stories continue to circulate in the collecting community about remarkable 1964 5-cent coins found in old jars, inherited collections, or forgotten drawers. These stories keep the excitement alive and inspire collectors to keep looking closely. Coin collecting is not just about money. It's about curiosity, patience, and the thrill of discovery. If you have a 1964 5-cent coin, take a moment to examine it carefully. Look at the lettering, the strike, and the overall appearance. What seems ordinary might hide something extraordinary for those who know what to look for. And now, the detail that captures everyone's attention. In collector discussions surrounding exceptional examples with rare errors and outstanding preservation, values have been spoken of reaching as high as $94,000. Top 2, we're taking a closer look at a coin that most people would never think twice about, yet it holds a fascinating place in modern American coin collecting. This video is all about the United States of America 5-cent coin from 1980, a nickel that quietly circulated through everyday life while hiding details that serious collectors listen very carefully for. The 1985 cent coin was produced during a time of economic uncertainty in the United States. Inflation, rising metal prices, and changes in manufacturing all influenced how coins were made. Even though the design of the Jefferson nickel had been familiar for decades, the minting process during this period created subtle differences that collectors now study closely. This makes the 1980 nickel especially interesting for those who enjoy searching for overlooked treasures. That on the front of the coin, you'll find the well-known portrait of Thomas Jefferson. His image represents intelligence, independence, and the foundation of American democracy. The details of his hair, profile, and lettering may appear simple, but collectors know that even small variations can make a big difference. On the reverse side stands Monticello, Jefferson's historic home, symbolizing vision, craftsmanship, and American heritage. This classic design provides the perfect surface for minting errors to stand out. Millions of 1980 nickels were produced, and most entered circulation immediately. They were used daily, passed from hand to hand, and slowly worn down over time. Because of this, finding examples in exceptional condition is becoming increasingly difficult. Coins that escaped heavy circulation are far more desirable, especially when combined with unusual mint characteristics. One of the most exciting aspects of the 1985-cent coin is the potential for minting errors. Some examples show doubled die features, where parts of the lettering or Jefferson's portrait appear slightly doubled. These errors occur during the die creation process and are highly appealing because they are not intentional and cannot be easily replicated. Other coins may display off-center strikes, where the design is visibly shifted, creating an unbalanced and eye-catching appearance. Die cracks are another feature collectors look for, appearing as raised lines caused by stress or damage to the minting equipment. In rare situations, some 1980 nickels were struck on incorrect planchets, resulting in differences in weight, color, or thickness. These unusual coins immediately stand out to experienced collectors. What makes error coins so valuable in the collector world is their individuality. Each error represents a unique moment in the minting process, frozen in time. No two error coins are exactly alike, and that uniqueness drives collector demand. When a common coin suddenly becomes one of a kind, its appeal grows dramatically. Condition plays a critical role as well. A 1985-cent coin that has never circulated, still showing original luster and sharp detail, is far more desirable than a worn example. Coins that have been carefully preserved or professionally graded attract even more attention because they offer both beauty and credibility. High-grade coins allow collectors to appreciate the design exactly as it left the mint. Beyond rarity and condition, this coin carries emotional value for many collectors. It reminds them of the excitement of checking pocket change, opening bankrolls, and learning how small details can tell big stories. The 1980 nickel represents the idea that hidden value can exist in the most ordinary places. Collectors often share stories of discovering unusual 1980 nickels in old jars, forgotten drawers, or inherited collections. These stories keep the hobby alive and inspire others to keep searching. Coin collecting is not just about money. It's about patience, curiosity, and the joy of discovery. If you have a 1985-cent coin, take a moment to examine it closely. Look at the alignment, the lettering, and the surface details. What looks ordinary at first glance might hold something special for those who know how to look. And now, the detail that truly captures attention among collectors. In discussions surrounding exceptional 1985-cent coins with rare errors and outstanding preservation, values have been spoken of reaching as high as $88,000. Top 3, we're exploring the United States of America 5-cent coin from 1985, a nickel that lived an ordinary life in circulation while hiding details that make collectors listen very carefully. The mid-1980s were an interesting time for American coinage. Advances in minting technology were improving efficiency, yet high production demands sometimes pushed equipment to its limits. The 1985 5-cent coin was produced during this period of heavy output, and that environment created opportunities for subtle mistakes to slip through. These small imperfections are exactly what gives certain examples their special appeal today. The design of the 1985 5-cent coin is familiar and timeless. On the front, you'll see Thomas Jefferson, one of America's most influential founding fathers. His portrait reflects intellect, leadership, and vision. Collectors pay close attention to the sharpness of his features, the clarity of the lettering, and the overall strike quality. Even the smallest variation can signal something unusual. On the reverse side stands Monticello, Jefferson's historic home, a symbol of innovation, balance, and craftsmanship. This detailed design provides many opportunities for minting errors to appear. Millions of these coins were struck and released into circulation. They passed through countless hands, vending machines, and cash registers. Over time, most were worn down, scratched, or damaged. Because of this, finding a 1985 5-cent coin in exceptional condition is becoming increasingly difficult. Coins that avoided heavy circulation instantly stand out to collectors. What truly elevates this coin in the collecting world is the possibility of rare minting errors. Some 1985 nickels show double die characteristics, where parts of the lettering or Jefferson's portrait appear faintly doubled. These errors happen during the die-making process and are among the most exciting discoveries for collectors because they are created before the coin is even struck. Other examples may display off-center strikes, where the design is clearly shifted, giving the coin a dramatic and unbalanced appearance. Die cracks are another feature collectors look for, appearing as raised lines caused by stress on the minting dies. In rarer situations, some 5-cent coins from this year were struck on incorrect planchets, resulting in unusual weight, color, or thickness. These coins immediately raise eyebrows among experienced collectors. Error coins are prized because they are accidents that can never be perfectly repeated. Each one tells a story of machinery, timing, and chance. That uniqueness transforms a simple 5-cent piece into a one-of-a-kind collectible. When collectors find a 1985 nickel with a clear error, it becomes much more than pocket change. Condition adds another layer of importance. A 1985 5-cent coin that has never circulated, still showing original mint luster and sharp detail, is far more desirable than a worn example. Coins that have been carefully stored or professionally graded attract serious interest because they preserve the coin exactly as it appeared when it left the mint. High-grade coins allow collectors to appreciate every detail without distraction. Beyond rarity and condition, this coin carries emotional value for many collectors. It reminds them of searching through change, learning how to spot small differences, and realizing that even modern coins can hold surprises. The 1985 nickel represents patience and curiosity, two qualities every coin lover understands well. Stories continue to circulate within the collecting community about unusual 1985 5-cent coins discovered in old jars, inherited collections, or forgotten drawers. These stories keep the excitement alive and encourage collectors to keep looking closely at what they already own. Coin collecting is about more than money. It's about discovery and connection to history. If you have a 1985 5-cent coin, take a moment to examine it carefully. Look at the alignment, the surface, and the fine details of the design. Something that looks ordinary at first glance may hold unexpected significance. And now, the detail that always captures attention among collectors. In discussions surrounding exceptional 1985 5-cent coins with rare errors and outstanding preservation, values have been spoken of reaching as high as $84,000. Top 4 today's story is about a small, familiar coin that almost everyone has seen, yet very few have truly examined. This video is dedicated to the United States of America 5-cent coin from 1988, a nickel that quietly circulated through daily life, while hiding details that serious collectors listen very carefully for. The late 1980s were a time of steady change in American coin production. The mint was producing massive quantities of coins to meet everyday demand, and speed often took priority. During these high-output years, small imperfections sometimes slipped through the minting process. For collectors, those imperfections are not flaws at all. They are clues, evidence of rarity hiding in plain sight. The 1988 5-cent coin features the classic Jefferson Nickel design that had already been part of American life for decades. On the front of the coin, Thomas Jefferson's portrait appears calm and refined, representing intelligence, leadership, and vision. Collectors study this portrait closely, paying attention to the sharpness of the hair, the clarity of the eye, and the strength of the lettering. Even the slightest variation can signal something special. On the reverse side stands Monticello, Jefferson's historic home. Its clean lines and balanced structure make it an ideal surface for minting details to stand out. Collectors carefully examine the steps, columns, and lettering because this is where many unusual characteristics can appear. A strong strike shows crisp detail, while a weak or unusual strike can indicate something went wrong during production. Millions of 1988 nickels were minted and released into circulation. They passed through countless pockets, purses, and cash registers. Because of this heavy use, most examples show wear today. Finding one in exceptional condition, with original mint luster and sharp details, is becoming increasingly difficult. Coins that escaped years of circulation instantly gain attention from collectors. What truly excites collectors about the 1988 5-cent coin is the potential for rare minting errors. Some examples display double die features, where parts of the lettering or Jefferson's portrait appear faintly doubled. These errors occur during the die creation process and are highly prized because they are created before the coin is ever struck. Other coins may show off-center strikes, where the design is shifted noticeably to one side. This creates a dramatic appearance that is easy to recognize and highly collectible. Die cracks are another feature collectors look for, appearing as raised lines caused by stress or damage to the minting dies. In rarer cases, some 1988 nickels were struck on incorrect planchets, resulting in unusual weight, color, or thickness. These coins stand out immediately to experienced eyes. Error coins are valued because they are accidents that cannot be duplicated on purpose. Each one is unique, a frozen moment in the minting process. That individuality is what transforms a common coin into a prized collectible. When collectors discover a 1988 nickel with a clear and dramatic error, it becomes a centerpiece rather than spare change. Condition adds another layer of importance. A 1988 5-cent coin that has never circulated, still showing full detail and original shine, is far more desirable than a worn example. Coins that have been carefully stored or professionally graded attract serious interest because they preserve the coin exactly as it left the mint. High-grade examples allow collectors to appreciate every fine detail without distraction. Beyond rarity and condition, this coin carries emotional value for many collectors. It reminds them of the excitement of checking pocket change, opening bankrolls, and learning how small differences can tell big stories. The 1988 nickel represents patience, curiosity, and the belief that hidden value can exist in the most ordinary places. Collectors often share stories of discovering unusual 1988 5-cent coins in old jars, inherited collections, or forgotten drawers. These stories keep the hobby alive and inspire others to keep searching. Coin collecting is not just about money. It's about observation, history, and the thrill of discovery. And if you have a 1988 5-cent coin, take a moment to examine it closely. Look at the alignment, the surface, and the fine details of the design. What appears ordinary at first glance may hold something extraordinary for those who know what to look for. And now, the detail that captures the imagination of collectors everywhere. In conversations surrounding exceptional 1988 5-cent coins with rare errors and outstanding preservation, values have been spoken of reaching as high as $81,000. Top 5 we're diving into a coin that might seem ordinary at first glance, but for collectors, it's a piece that holds hidden intrigue and exciting potential. We're talking about the United States of America 5-cent coin from 1989, a Jefferson nickel that quietly circulated through pockets, wallets, and cash registers, yet has become a sought-after collectible for those who know where to look. The late 1980s were an interesting time in American coin production. The mint was producing billions of coins each year to keep up with demand, and while the Jefferson nickel design had been in use for decades, the high-speed production process sometimes created subtle imperfections. These small variations are exactly what makes certain 1989 nickels stand out today. For collectors, paying attention to the tiniest details can turn an ordinary coin into a rare treasure. The 1989 5-cent coin carries the classic Jefferson nickel design. On the obverse, Thomas Jefferson's portrait appears poised and reflective, representing intellect, leadership, and the enduring principles of the United States. Collectors examine Jefferson's features closely, the lines of his hair, the shape of his eye, and the clarity of the lettering. Even a small anomaly can signal a unique or rare coin. On the reverse, Monticello stands proudly, Jefferson's historic home, symbolizing innovation, architecture, and American heritage. The fine details in Monticello's columns, windows, and lettering can reveal subtle minting irregularities. The combination of Jefferson and Monticello provides a perfect canvas for collectors to identify errors, variations, and rare qualities that elevate a standard nickel into a highly desirable collectible. Millions of 1989 nickels were minted and circulated widely, meaning that most coins show signs of wear today. This makes finding one in exceptional condition increasingly rare. Coins that escaped heavy circulation, preserving sharp detail and original luster, immediately catch the attention of collectors and enthusiasts alike. One of the most exciting aspects of this coin is the possibility of minting errors. Some 1989 nickels show double die characteristics, where letters or even parts of Jefferson's portrait appear faintly duplicated. These errors occur during the die creation process, making them highly prized because they are unintentional and cannot be reproduced. Other examples may display off-center strikes, which shift the design noticeably and create an eye-catching effect that is immediately recognizable. Die cracks, visible as raised lines across the surface, occur due to stress on the minting dies and add uniqueness to the coin. In rarer instances, some 1989 nickels were struck on incorrect planchets, resulting in differences in weight, thickness, or even color. These unusual coins are particularly sought after by experienced collectors who understand their rarity. Error coins are fascinating because they represent mistakes frozen in time. Each one tells a story about the minting process, the equipment, and the chance occurrences that can happen when producing millions of coins. That individuality transforms what many consider a common coin into a prized collector's item. When a 1989 nickel displays a clear and unusual error, it can command attention far beyond its face value. Condition also plays a critical role. A coin that has never been circulated, showing full detail, crisp edges, and original mint luster, is far more desirable than one worn down by decades of handling. Coins that have been professionally graded or carefully preserved attract even more attention because they allow collectors to see the coin exactly as it appeared when it left the mint. High-grade examples often become centerpieces in collections, admired not only for rarity but for beauty. Beyond the tangible factors of rarity and condition, the 1989 nickel holds emotional value for many collectors. It symbolizes the thrill of examining change, searching for the unexpected, and discovering that even everyday coins can hold secrets. It's a reminder that curiosity and careful observation can uncover surprises in the most ordinary places. Stories continue to circulate among collectors about 1989 nickels found in old coin jars, inherited collections, or forgotten rolls. Each discovery keeps the excitement alive and reminds collectors that even coins from the modern era can have incredible value. Coin collecting is about more than money. It's about history, chance, and the joy of discovery. If you happen to have a 1989 5-cent coin, examine it carefully. Check the strike, the lettering, and the fine details of both Jefferson's portrait and Monticello. Something that seems ordinary might hold unexpected significance for the observant collector. And now, the detail that always captures attention in the collecting world. In discussions surrounding exceptional 1989 5-cent coins with rare errors and outstanding preservation, values have been spoken of reaching as high as $78,000. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the fascinating world of rare coins, don't forget to show your support. Hit that like button to let us know you enjoyed the video. Share it with your friends or fellow coin enthusiasts so they can discover these hidden treasures too. And subscribe to the channel to stay updated on all our future coin explorations. Make sure to click the notification bell as well so you never miss an exciting discovery or insider tip about rare and valuable coins. Your support helps us keep bringing these amazing stories from the world of numismatics straight to you.